Creation Myths Part 1, From Chaos to Cosmos. Across every civilization, humans have asked the same question. Where did the world come from? Was it spoken into existence? Carved from the body of a giant? Or born from a single drop of water? From the deserts of the Middle East, to the mountains of Greece, to the frozen northlands of Scandinavia, every culture told its own beginning. And in these stories, we see not only how they imagined the cosmos, but how they understood life, death, and order itself. Episode 1, The Book of Genesis. In the beginning, there was nothing. No earth, no sky, no sea. Only a formless void, a darkness covering the face of the deep. Then, a voice. A single word of command. And that voice was God. Let there be light. And there was light. With words alone, the cosmos began. Creation in Genesis is not the work of battle or sacrifice, but of speech, of divine order spoken into being. The story unfolds day by day, a rhythm of creation that gave shape to time itself. On the first day, God separated light from darkness, naming them day and night. This was more than illumination. It was the birth of order, the taming of chaos by naming and dividing. On the second day, God set a firmament in the midst of the waters, separating the waters above from the waters below. The heavens were stretched out, a dome dividing the chaos into realms. On the third day, the waters beneath the heavens gathered into seas, and dry land appeared. God called the land earth, and commanded it to sprout vegetation, plants yielding seed, trees bearing fruit. The world of life began. On the fourth day, God placed lights in the heavens, the sun to rule the day, the moon to rule the night, and the stars scattered across the firmament. These were not only lights, but markers of seasons, days, and years. From this moment, time itself was sanctified by creation. On the fifth day, God filled the seas with swarming creatures, and the skies with birds. The waters teemed with life, and the heavens rang with wings. On the sixth day, God made beasts of the earth, cattle, creeping things, and every kind of wild animal. And then, the climax, humankind, formed in the image of God. Be fruitful and multiply, he commanded. Have dominion over the fish of the sea, the birds of the air, and every living thing. Thus, humanity's role was defined from the beginning, not equal to the beasts, but placed above them, stewards of creation. On the seventh day, God rested. And in his rest, time itself found its pattern. 6 days of work, 1 day of rest, a week. Even now, thousands of years later, our calendars echo this rhythm. The weekend, the Sabbath, the very cycle of human life, all trace their origin to this ancient story. The Genesis creation reveals a cosmos of order and purpose. Every stage declared good, every act deliberate. For believers, the world is not an accident, but a masterpiece, spoken into existence by the Word of God. Episode 2, The Greek Myth of Chaos. In Greece, the world began not with a god of order, but with chaos. A yawning gap, a formless emptiness. From this void came Gaia, the earth, dark Tartarus beneath her, and Eros, the spark of desire. Gaia gave birth to Uranus, the sky, and together they created the Titans. But Uranus despised his own children. He forced them back into Gaia's womb, imprisoning them in the depths of the earth. The weight of her offspring caused Gaia great pain, and so she devised a plan of vengeance. She forged a sickle of flint, and gave it to her son Cronus. One night, as Uranus lay with Gaia, Cronus struck. He castrated his father, casting the blood upon the earth. From that blood rose the Furies, the giants, and the ash tree nymphs. From the severed flesh that fell into the sea, foam arose, and from that foam was born Aphrodite, goddess of love and beauty. With Uranus overthrown, Cronus became king of the cosmos. But power in Greek myth is always fragile. Cronus, fearing the prophecy that his own children would one day replace him, swallowed them at birth. Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, Poseidon, all consumed. But Rhea, his wife, could not bear to lose her youngest child. She wrapped a stone in swaddling cloth and gave it to Cronus to devour. Meanwhile, she hid the infant Zeus in a cave on Crete, where he was nursed in secret. Zeus grew strong, and with the help of Gaia, forced Cronus to vomit forth his siblings. Together, they waged war against the Titans, a cosmic battle known as the Titanomachy. The sky thundered, the earth quaked, and for 10 years gods and Titans clashed. At last, the Olympians triumphed. Zeus cast the Titans into Tartarus, and claimed the throne of heaven. From chaos, through blood and betrayal, a new order emerged. The Greeks did not imagine creation as peaceful or deliberate. They saw it as violent, uncertain, born of conflict and ambition. This vision reflected their world, a land of city-states, forever at war with one another, where power was seized and lost through cunning and force. For the Greeks, creation was not harmony given by a single god, but cosmos wrestled out of chaos, stability carved from endless struggle. Even today, the word chaos remains in our languages. We use it to describe confusion, disorder, a world without shape. But to the Greeks, chaos was not merely confusion. It was the womb of creation, a necessary beginning, out of which cosmos, meaning order, would eventually arise. Episode 3, The Norse Myth of Ymir. Far to the frozen north, the cosmos began not with light, but with a void of frost and flame. It was called Ginnungagap, a yawning chasm stretching between worlds. To the south lay Muspelheim, a realm of fire. To the north lay Niflheim, a realm of ice and mist. When the heat and the cold met in the middle, the frost began to melt. And from that dripping ice, life was born. First came Ymir, a giant, vast and terrible. From the sweat of his armpits, new giants emerged. From his legs, more beings were born. Alongside him came a great cow, Audhumla, whose milk sustained Ymir. Audhumla licked the salty ice, and with each lick, a shape emerged. At last she uncovered Buri, the ancestor of the gods. From Buri descended Odin, Vila, and Ve. These brothers looked upon Ymir, the primeval giant, and saw only chaos and danger. So they rose up against him. The battle was fierce, and in the end, Ymir was slain. His blood poured forth in floods, drowning all the frost giants, save for one who escaped to father their race. From Ymir's corpse, the gods shaped the world. His flesh became the earth. His blood became the seas. His bones formed the mountains. His hair became the forests. They lifted his massive skull to make the dome of the heavens, and set sparks within it to shine as stars. Even his eyebrows were used, to form a fortress around Midgard, the realm of humankind. Thus the Norse cosmos was built upon sacrifice. The world itself was a body, a corpse transformed into creation. This vision reflects the harsh lands of the north, where survival often came at the cost of death, and life was carved from struggle. Above it all rose Yggdrasil, the great world tree. Its roots stretched into 9 realms, its branches supported the heavens. At its roots, the dragon Needhawk gnawed endlessly, seeking to bring ruin. And in the future, the gods knew the world would not last. At Ragnarok, the final battle, fire would consume the sky, the seas would rise, and even the gods would perish. For the Norse, creation was never permanent. It began in blood, it will end in fire. And between beginning and end, the world tree stands, a fragile balance holding the realms together. Continued in Part 2.